Today we are going to be learning about salads and your responsibilities as an employee at that concept. If you have any questions, feel free to ask a cook or your student leader. The main responsibilities at the salad bar include keeping everything stocked, maintaining the cleanliness of the counters, sweeping the floor outside the concept throughout the meal period, and creating a safe work environment. When working at the salad bar, you may need to use a knife or can opener. Before using either, be sure that you have been knife trained. To protect yourself from possible injuries, you will need to wear cut gloves, which can be found under the soup well at the salads concept or in the custodial closet on the shelves to the right of the door. There you can find cut gloves of different colors signifying different sizes, burn sleeves, hot pads, and trivets. The proper PPE for working at the salads bar includes an apron, which can be found hanging on the wall in the custodial closet, and latex gloves. Latex gloves can be found on the island at salads, and backups can be found in paper stock. When handling the soup, you will also need to wear burn sleeves and use hot pads. Next to the drink station, you will find the metal rack that contains the black pans that most items at salads are put in. On the top shelf, you will also find containers for condiments. The dairy cooler is the cooler closest to the dish room. This is where you will find the cottage cheese. The produce cooler is located next to the dairy cooler. This is where you will find most of the food offered at the salad bar. It is important to check the dates of the product before taking it from the cooler. Make sure that you are taking the oldest date, and please be sure to take items from the extras cart before opening a new bag. This will be to the left when you walk in the cooler. Next to the produce cooler is the cheese cooler. This is where you will find the shredded cheeses and other cheeses like feta, parmesan, and blue cheese. The bagged chips offered at salads are located next to the main freezer. Do not put these boxes in the cardboard recycling when they are empty. Break down the box and place it next to the full boxes on the rack. The cooler closest to the entrance between bamboo and smoke is the thawing room. There you can find the loaves of bread for the salad bar and the different kinds of nuts offered. The designated area for the nuts and peanut butter is called the nut hut. This is a high allergen area and should be kept clean at all times. It is important to change your gloves and wash your hands after handling anything in this area to avoid contamination. Granola, jellies, peanut butter, and the oyster crackers offered at the salad bar are located in dry stock. Tortilla chips and croutons can be found on the shelves on the right as you enter the concept, and backups can be found in tan baskets next to the metal racks where the black pans are stored. Backup condiments can be found on line 1 in the condiment cooler. Always look for the oldest date. There are coolers at salads where you can keep backups to avoid constantly going back and forth to the produce cooler. Before putting food onto the line, it must be weighed and recorded on the production sheet provided by the cooks. If the item is already in a black pan, you will need to subtract the weight of the pan from the total weight. You can find a cheat sheet providing the weights of each pan located on the island at the concept. When filling the pans with food during the meal period, be sure that you remove the black pan from the line and fill it on the back counter instead of in front of the customers. Aside from the vegetables at the salad bar, we also have 2 types of applesauce, one cinnamon and one regular. There are also 3 types of bagged fruits and 2 kinds of fresh fruit. The fresh fruit always gets tongs. Between these cold wells should be plates for apples, bananas, and oranges. We use plastic containers for the salad dressings to be put on the line and bigger plastic containers for the leftovers dressing. These can be found in the plastic storage bins next to the dishwasher at the concept. After you fill the dressing bottle and empty the rest into the designated leftover container, be sure to remove the label from the bag and put it on the production sheet. You will need to do this for any of the dressings, fruit, or salads that come from Central Foods. The leftover dressing bottle needs to be labeled with the name of the dressing and the date it was opened. If you are closing the salad bar after lunch, make sure that the pans are filled to the fill line and pans are being flipped if necessary. After filling the pans, cover the cold wells with sheet trays. These can be found on the rack closest to the clean dishes and the dish room. Wrap and date the peanut butter and jelly and put the jelly back in the cooler that is located under the bananas and apples. You will also need to wrap the openings of the condiment pump. Before putting the dressing bottles back into the dressing cooler, be sure that they are not sticky and are filled up to prepare for the next meal period. Take any dirty pots and pans to the dish room. Then you can begin cleaning the counters with warm soapy water and a white rag. Afterwards, wipe down the counters with multi-quad and a white rag. Clean the sneeze guards with glass force and paper towels. It is your responsibility to clean the utensils at the concept. It may be helpful to rinse them off before putting them in the dishwasher. After drying and making sure that each utensil is clean, place them in the appropriate utensil bins under the nut hut. To clean the drain under the sink, you will need to wear cut gloves to protect yourself from possible sharp edges. Finally, take out the trash to the dumpster and take all dirty laundry to the custodial closet. If you are closing salads after dinner, the procedure is almost identical. Instead of covering the food with sheet trays, you will wrap and date each item and place it in the designated salads cart. This can be found in the produce cooler and will need to be returned to the cooler after it is full. You will also need to empty out the salads coolers where you kept backups throughout the meal period. Once the pans are out of the cold wells, you can turn them off and clean out any food that may have dropped in them during the meal period. You will still have to have your student leader check out the concept before leaving. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to ask a cook or your student leader. And remember, safety before service.